Marty DeGarmo says, anyone can get into Onpassive, but when Onpassive gets into you, it's a completely different story. With Onpassive, you don't just join a company and you're a number.
Thank you. I want to welcome our founders, all the leaders that are in the house, but particularly I want to give a special welcome to our guest, because that just means that our family is about to increase, right? So we appreciate you being here. And I know you're here today to listen to a once-in-a-lifetime kind of opportunity. I have this daunting task to bring it to you. I hope that I do my best. The way I normally do it is I tell you my story. I tell you how I came to know about this business and what are the reasons why I decided to be part of it. And hopefully you can resonate and join, and you will be glad you did. Like the announcer Sandy just said, my name is Charles Osong, and I have been in the US for a very long time, very, very close to 36 years now. And during that time, I've been working in the IT industry. And for those of you who are familiar with that industry, it is very broad. However, I have been blessed enough to touch almost every discipline in that industry. So I consider myself a generalized specialist. About 34 years ago, I ran into the works of Mr. Warren Buffett because I've always been looking for ways to make extra money. Okay, and Mr. Buffett said, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. That resonated with me. And I've been wondering, every time I go to bed, I'm asking myself, am I making money in my sleep, or am I going to be making money or not? Okay. So in an effort to figure out how to make money, I also ran into the works of Mr. Robert Kiyosaki, who is famous for his book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And he's the one that impressed upon me that even though we have rich people in this world, we also have the wealthy. The main difference, the rich work for their money. It is true that they make a lot of money. However, they must go to work to make that money. The wealthy, on the other hand, they make money passively. So that is this passive residual income that I've been looking for. And that is why we're here today, because we found something that is great and there's nothing better out there. I can just tell you that right now. So just over 4 years ago, March 17, 2017, to be exact, I decided to stop working for corporate America. Not because I had a lot of money, because I recall a colleague of mine saying to me, Charles, you must have saved up a lot of money to be retiring this early. No, it was simply because I thought I had to do things differently. I remember Robert Einstein, who said, you continue doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. That is his definition of insanity. And I agreed with him 100%. So I had to stop working. And I got myself an office in Maryland in the United States. And a very trusted friend of mine came to me just over 2 years ago to tell me about this same opportunity that I'm talking to you now. And he said, Charles, I have this opportunity that I want to share with you. And just so you know, prior to retiring from corporate America, I had been studying rigorously the behavioral patterns of successful people. And one of them is this: you bring them an opportunity, they will look at it inside out so that they can make an informed decision. I decided to be or act like one of them. So I told my friend, I will definitely look at this opportunity. But I have 3 small questions that you must settle me first. You need to answer these questions satisfactorily before we can move on. It will save you time, it will save me time, right? Question number 1. This opportunity that you are bringing to me today, if I cannot recruit, am I going to make money? If I cannot sell to even one person, will I make money? That's a very important question as far as I'm concerned, because I am from Africa, and in Africa, we don't know how to recruit. It's not in our culture. And when I say make money, I'm talking about enough money to give me financial freedom. Remember, guys, I had time freedom because I had just retired, 2 years earlier, but I still didn't have financial freedom, right? So I was looking for that so that I can have what we call total freedom. When you have time freedom and financial freedom, that is called total freedom. So I asked my friend, if I cannot recruit even one person, am I going to be able to make that kind of money? He said to me, Charles, you'll make enough money to leave a legacy to your children, your children's children, and beyond. That sounded like music to my ears. And then I asked him, let's go to question number 2. Now, here is it. Will I have to come out of pocket every month with this company to pay some bill? So in the industry, they call it ownership. So every month, do I have to come out of pocket? He said, Charles, when this company launches, you'll come out of pocket one time, and that's it. I said, okay, let's go to the final question. It's the last, but certainly not the least. It's so important, very, very important. And I asked him, does this company that you are bringing to me today, do they have legitimate, viable products? Now, by legitimate, I mean legal. By viable, I mean necessary, something that we need, mankind needs every day. People have come to me and said, Charles, I'm selling vitamins. That's viable. No, it is not. A friend of mine recently traveled to Nigeria. On his way back at the airport, he realized he didn't have his phone. Coming back to the US, and he canceled his flight because he could not fathom being without his phone. Now that's viability. In this day and age, if you don't have a phone, life is almost unbearable. If you don't have access to internet, life is almost unbearable. Those are the kind of things I mean by viability. So I asked him, does this company have a legitimate, viable product? He said to me, Charles, with your extensive IT background, you should be able to understand these products better than me. I said, okay. I went and took a look at the products, came back to him, and I said, my friend, should this company succeed in what they're trying to do, we're simply going to have an internet quake. Now, does that word exist? I don't know. I was just thinking of earthquake at the time. And I said, internet quake. Okay? But I also told him, we are going to have to wait some time, maybe 5 years, before this company launches. Because when he came to me, they were in pre-launch. He didn't like that. He said, why would you say that, Charles? It shouldn't be that long. I said, yes, it will. And I'll tell you why. You told me to take a look at the products. I did. This company is using AI, artificial intelligence, in every step of the development process. Now, my friends, AI is a disruptive technology. And what do we mean by that? A technology that comes every once in a while and changes the way we do things. We have no choice. In other words, it disrupts our lives. AI is yet the most disruptive technology mankind has ever known. But AI is very involved. It involves machine learning. It involves empirical data. It involves millions upon millions of lines of coding. So for those of you who are familiar with software development, that is time consuming. So I told my friend, we're going to have to buckle up and just wait. Just sit tight and enjoy the roller coaster. But I don't care how long it's going to take. I want to be part of this company right now. I had something called FOMO, fear of missing out, because I had missed out on a few opportunities earlier on in my life, and I simply wasn't going to miss out on this one. And I told him, no matter how long it takes, I want to be part of it. No matter the cost, I want to pay for it now. How much is it going to cost me, I asked him, to be part of this company today? And I was expecting some huge amount, like 10K, 15K, 20K. And I was ready. with my credit card. In the United States, we do not need cash. All you need is plastic, right? And I had a few of those. But my friend looked up at me and said, Charles, all you need is $97. Really? Are you serious? He said, yeah. Okay, well, here's my card. $97, put it on there. By the time I was done paying, it costed me $102. Big deal. So there's a $5 fee that credit card companies or banks will charge. No problem. I told him, consider that dinner for two. Okay, but I also told him, do me a favor. I do not have 5 years to be monitoring this company. Just let me know when they're closer to launch. Okay, so 8 months later, he gave me a call. Charles, listen to a webinar. The CEO of this company wants to talk to everybody. So that day, I went on, and there was Mr. Mufareh, the CEO of this company, whom those of us founders who have come to know and love very dearly. Not only because he's going to help us make money, I can assure you he will, lots of it, but also, and most importantly, because of his heart for humanity. My friends, there are a few geniuses out there, few of them. You have Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, just to name a few. These guys all have the brains, but do they have the heart? As you come to join Onpassive, you'll find out that our CEO, not only does he have the brains, but he also has a heart. And that's why a lot of us leaders resonate with him so well. But mind you, I was listening to him for the very first time. And he came on and he said, folks, we have been making a lot of progress. In fact, we are closer to launch than ever. So I was thrown off. I said to myself, just about 8 months ago, I had told my friend, we're going to be waiting for a very long time. And now all of a sudden, this dude is telling us we are very close to launch. Now, whom is he kidding? Okay, so what he did was he got my attention. I was listening keenly. And he said, we've gone to Bangalore in India, and we've opened an office. For those of you who are familiar with that part of the world, Bangalore is like the Silicon Valley. Now, if you look behind me, you're going to see a building that says Onpassive on it. This is a fairly new building, acquired December 2020. But at that time, this building was non-existent. Onpassive, Mr. Mufareh had gone to Bangalore, had leased 2 floors in a high-rise building, 2 floors. Okay? And he said, we've hired 200 engineers, and these guys are working day and night to make sure our dream is realized. So now I'm thinking in my head, most startup companies are going to have 20 to 25 engineers. Most startup companies are going to have these engineers work 8, maybe 9, maybe 10 hours a day. Well, Mr. Mufareh goes to the source. And when I say source, for those of you who are familiar with IT, you would agree with me that Indians are simply the best in the game. So he goes to the source. He did not get 20 to 25 engineers, no. He got 200 of them, the cream of the crop, the best of the best. And these guys are not working 8 or 9 or 10 hours a day. These guys are working 24/7. These guys are working around the clock. These guys are taking turns so that this dream can be realized. So now in my head, I'm thinking, okay, with this kind of a resource, yes, you're able to cut time frames. With this kind of a resource, yes, you're able to do in 5 years what is supposed to take 2 years. So now I'm believing, my belief factor goes up. And he went on and he said, well, we have some few of us founding members like you and I that have been indecent, that have been trying to steal our technology. So we are going to come up with a non-disclosure agreement, an NDA. When you see that, sign them up, because it's the only way you can participate in this great company. 2 months later, called up another meeting, NDAs are out. I went, took a look at it, long document, and I knew for a fact after reading that document that this is serious. This is no longer a joke. I went back, looked up, they had over 40,000 founding members. More than 40,000 founding members. I looked at the time, energy, money spent from the time I joined up until then, and I said, I've got to get serious. I've got to let the world know about this. I became a man on a mission. Okay, simple. And I called up a few leaders in my office and I said to them, my friends, how do we get this out publicly, massively? And we brainstormed and we came up with Zoom. Thanks to technology with Zoom, all you need is a smart device. It can be an iPhone, a laptop, an iPad. You need internet access, and you're on. So what is this company I'm talking to you about? Onpassive. Again, behind me, you will see it. Okay, Onpassive as in Victor, E as in Edward. And that name was not given by chance. This is a passive opportunity. What does that mean? That means if you're a founder and Onpassive launches, you don't have to do jack. You don't have to do zilch. And you will have financial independence over time. That's what it is. Our CEO and founder, Mr. Mufareh, graduated from, from Harvard, well, Intercontinental University, but went back to Harvard to do more studies, has a master's in internet marketing, information technology. The guy has a knack for artificial intelligence, AI, that disruptive technology that I told you about. He's a guru when it comes to traffic generation. Now, what is traffic? Traffic is the reason I can dream today. Traffic is the reason I can invite you guys to dream with me today. And why is that? What is traffic? Let's spend a couple minutes to talk about traffic. Now, traffic is the most fundamental element in any business. It doesn't matter whether this business is offline or online. But I know most of us have an age. So let's talk about the offline part first, and then we'll go to online. Say you have a business offline, and this can be any business. It can be a car sales, a dealership. It can be a barber shop. It can be anything. But let's just say it is a restaurant. And I just use it because I love food and I know everybody eats, right? So you have a restaurant and I have a restaurant. Same kind of food, same chef, actually. Food tastes identical. The only difference, location. Your restaurant is located in a busy area, shopping mall. People come in and out all the time. Mine is located in a back alley. It is hidden. Well, yours will fare better than mine, and here is why. People are going to come to the shopping mall, minding their own business, to do their hair, do their nails, buy some clothes, window shopping. Whatever it is that brings them to that shopping mall, they will eventually get hungry. They'll look up, spot your restaurant, wander into your restaurant, and the end result of that is what? Sales. My restaurant, on the other hand, they're going to have to know that it is there. They're going to have to leave their homes deliberately to go there. Because of that, it suffers. It suffers from what? Traffic. So what then is traffic? The people, the customers coming in and out of your business. The more they're coming into your business, the more the sales. It's that simple. Now, what about online traffic? But before I go there, I just want to say this. If you have an offline business like that restaurant we just talked about, in this digital day and age, you better get yourself an online presence. Otherwise, you're asking to be smoked by your competition. But the reverse is not true. You can do very, very well with an online business with no offline representation. Typical example, Amazon. So what am I saying? In essence, yes, we have a lot of businesses offline, millions upon millions of them. But as many of those businesses that we have offline, there is even more online. Billions of businesses online with a B. And all these businesses thrive on traffic. they need traffic to survive. Okay, and so what is online traffic? It's simple, clicks. You have a business online today, a .com, .net, whatever. For you to make a sale, people need to come there and click. The more the clicks, the more the sales. No clicks, no sales. Okay, and then there is something called targeted traffic. What is targeted traffic? Say you go online searching for a TV, okay? And then somebody comes to you and say, you know what? Why don't you go to charlesosong.com? And then you go there and all you see are TVs, all sorts, all colors, all prices. Chances of you buying, very high. So that store just got himself a targeted traffic. So our CEO and founder, Mr. Mufareh, that I just mentioned to you guys, is the best in driving targeted traffic. And that is why I told you, because of traffic, we can dream. He proved himself. When he graduated, he joined a few companies, drove traffic to them, drove customers, drove affiliates. He made some millions doing that, that's for sure. And these companies made a lot of money too. But unfortunately, most of them wound up going out of business. Why? Remember, guys, I told you in the beginning, no legitimate, viable product. It's just a time bomb. That company is going out eventually. So Mr. Mufareh and his family, notably his wife, was also in IT, they're going to sit down and say, you know what? We need to stop doing this. We need to stop sending customers, people, to businesses that will eventually go out. We're going to start our own. We're going to make sure we have legitimate, viable digital services. We're going to get founding members, you and I. We're going to drive traffic to them because we're the best at it. They're going to make money. We make money. Everybody is happy. And that's the birth of Onpassive, my friends. So just over 3 years ago, Mr. Mufareh and his close friends are going to sit down and say, hey, we're about to start our own business. Let's figure out what services, legitimate, viable services we're going to provide. Of course, digital, right? And now I said just over 3 years ago, that's so important because at that time, there was no pandemic. At that time, there was no coronavirus. So they're going to sit down and say, we have about 7.7 billion people on Earth. At any point in time, 7 million of those are surfing the net. They're online. And that was more than 3 years ago. So you can imagine what it is today with the pandemic. A whole lot more. But 7 million is still a lot. So what are they searching for? What kind of services do they need so we can supply them? Well, some of them are doing online banking. I know that. I do that. And I know a bunch of you do that as well. When we do these things, there are people online that monetize on our services. So these guys at Onpassive are going to say, you know what? With artificial intelligence, we can do that too, even better. Some of us online are on our favorite social media platform, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook. I love Facebook. When we are on Facebook, what are we doing? We exchange texts, we exchange photos with friends, family members, colleagues, classmates. That is called community. That's a product, main product of Facebook. And these guys are going to say with AI, well, we can have that too. We can have a community better than Facebook. And as you come to join us, you can see we already have our community and it is growing rapidly by the second. Some people online are doing e-commerce, drop shipping, email marketing, bulk emailing. There are people online, I can tell you for sure, making 6- and 7-figure income just doing email marketing. So these guys are going to say, we have AI. We can do it better. Bulk emailing, better. Some online are doing video conferencing, just like you and I. Right? So if you can see me, you can hear me, it means you went to Zoom, right? You put in some ID, and there you are. My friends, I can tell you this, as we are talking right now, the owners, the founders of Zoom are monetizing on our services. And Zoom is not the only one. There's Skype, AnyMeeting, Cisco WebEx, Google Hangouts, Microsoft Teams, a plethora of more than 25 of them. All of them making serious money, especially since the advent of COVID-19. They're making a lot of money. Zoom, of course, is the most popular. Why? Because it is the most user-friendly. But not for long. Wait until Onpassive unleashes its webinar platform. We call it O Connect. Some of us who have been founders for some time, we were lucky. We saw a demo of it. The images are clearer, way clearer, 3D. It is more secure, end-to-end encrypted. It is scalable. It is faster. And above all, guess what? It is cheaper. But let's just focus on Zoom for a moment, right? Because they are still the most popular. Prior to COVID-19, Zoom was averaging 10 million participants a day. Now, April 1st, 2020, same company took a statistic. That number had risen to over 300 million participants. Believe it or not, November 30, 2020, Forbes magazine took a report and found out that Zoom had made more profits than ExxonMobil, the decades-old American oil company. Do you guys know why? Ever since the pandemic, every university, high school, middle school, elementary school, asking students to take classes virtually. I have seen pastors, men of God, women of God, having virtual Bible studies, virtual prayer services. I have seen virtual weddings, virtual graduations. So what am I saying? The world is going virtual. And these guys at Onpassive are going to help us monetize. Let's talk about another service, Virtual Private Network, VPN. What is that? It's a fancy name for a tunnel. It is a tunnel that cuts across a major network, such as the internet, and provides for privacy. Employers use it a lot so that their employees can have access to corporate data without fear of bad guys, without fear of hackers. Ever since the advent of COVID-19, more and more companies asking their employees to work from home. Microsoft, Facebook, all of them. In fact, a few months ago, the big IT giant, Twitter, came up and said, even after COVID-19, all of its employees are going to have to work from home permanently. 5 days later, Facebook came up and made the same declaration. Everybody's doing it. It's competition. And these guys at Onpassive are saying, you know what? With AI, we're going to have our own VPN. Super, super smart, more secured, end-to-end encrypted, scalable, and above all, guess what? Cheaper. My friends, I can assure you, when Onpassive launches, the big players in this space, like Cisco Network, our product is called O Virtual. Everything we do has an O in front of it. The big players such as Cisco Networks, they are going to know there's a new sheriff in town. I can tell you that. Let's talk about another service, another virtual service. Search engine optimization, SEO. What is that? What we all know of search engines. We know of Yahoo. We know of Bing. And for those of us Apple enthusiasts, we know of Safari. And everybody should know of Google. It's so popular, it has become a verb. You can go to Google as many times a day as you want to search for something free of charge. You can go to Google to have create email addresses, 1, 10, 50, free of charge. Yes, you can even create a voice over IP phone number, Google voice over IP phone number, free of charge. So it seems like everything in Google is free. Yet, Google is a multi-billion-dollar company. So here is the multi-billion-dollar question that I've got for you. How do they make money? It is true that they have other ways of making money, but the most important one is this, search engine optimization. I am going to explain to you how they make money only because Onpassive is going to help us make money the same way that Google does. So let's say you go to Google, you type whatever to search for something, and it could be a phone, a watch, it doesn't matter. But let's say you're searching for a camera, and I just use that because I do have an online store and I do market my cameras through Google, okay? You go there and you search for camera, a bunch of them will pop up. And one of them is going to come from my store. Yes. And if you click on that camera from my store, guess what you just did? You just costed me money. You don't have to buy it. They call it pay-per-click. So what does Google say to its customers, to the people that advertise through them? You advertise something through us, and a customer comes looking for that item. We're going to optimize our search. Of course, why not? You've paid us, right? We will optimize our search, bring it to the top so that they can see it, eyeballs. As soon as they see it, we are charging you. I have a credit card on their file. At the end of the month, they just tally up all the clicks that went to my store and they just bill me. Automatic. Now, I'm a small business guy, almost insignificant online, but I'm paying Google averagely $400 every month. I'm paying Microsoft averagely $600 every month. Why am I paying Microsoft? Bill Gates is smart. He knew that search engine will be great. Didn't have time to start his own brand new company. He bought an existing one called Bing. He revamped it, and people like us pay him every month. I'm also paying Zoom for this service that we're on. $200 every month. So those are some of the services I'm paying. I'm paying a company called GoDaddy for what? Domain name service, DNS. If you have a business online, all those billions of businesses that I told you, they all have domain names. And if you have a domain name, you're going to pay a company that hosts domain names, and GoDaddy is one of them. Well, DNS is one of the services that Onpassive is putting together for us using artificial intelligence. These guys at Onpassive, they say, hey, that search engine optimization, we have AI at the back of our hands. We are going to get our own super smart AI driven. By the time you type the first character, it already knows where you are headed. My friends, when Onpassive launches, I can assure you, big players in this space like Google, like Microsoft, they are going to know there's a new kid on the block, rest assured. So what am I doing, my friends? I am giving you some of the services that Onpassive is putting together, the ones that we can relate to. Now, what is Onpassive doing? Onpassive says, if you are individual, you are a business, small or large, you think of a digital service, a product, a tool, you think of it, you need it, we've got it for you. And not only do we have it for you, we have it under one umbrella, same place, okay? In IT, we'll call it single sign-on. And here's a big word for you guys to take home with today, integrated. These services are integrated. No company has ever done it before. Onpassive is a first, and we are 99% there. Yes. So I know a bunch of you are founders here today, and some of you, the guests, hopefully you're going to be founders today or tomorrow or very soon. And when you become founders, you're going to get excited. Yes, you will. Oh, yes. And when you get excited, what happens? You go telling everybody you know, your friends, your family, oh, this great company, Onpassive, unbelievable. And then they'll ask you, some of them will laugh at you even. Oh, by the way, does that company even have products? Well, here's what you tell them. We have a total internet solution, okay? Or a total digital solution. Or you can say total IT solution. Same thing. I just used 3 different phrases, all of them, 3-worded, meaning the same thing. Total internet solution, total IT solution, total digital solution. At Onpassive, we have our own 3-worded phrase for it. Smart business solution. Why is that? They are smart. They use intelligence, artificial intelligence. So a smart business person will use those products because it's going to make his business more profitable. So you have one company, I told you in the beginning, you don't have to recruit to make money. Why? Because of traffic. You don't have to come out of pocket every month to pay some bill. No. And yet, guess what? They have the most legitimate, viable digital services in this day and age. My friends, if you find a company that has all 3 of this in one place, you contact me, I will be your first customer. You will be hard-pressed to find any. So, and this is great. Now, what is it going to cost you to become part of this company? What is it going to cost you to become a founder of this company? I told you guys, when my friend came to me just over 2 years ago, it costed me $97. Fortunately for you, today, as I speak to you, it is still $97. But for how much longer? I can assure you in a matter of days, maximum weeks, the price is going to be going up. Why will it go up? We are entering into a phase of soft launch. What does soft launch mean? It means we, the founders, we are going to be testing the products that are ready. A bunch of them are ready. Most of them are ready. We're going to test them until we're satisfied. We're going to launch it publicly. Okay? But before we start testing them, that price will go up. And like I say, we've already launched 4 of them. And we're about to start testing them. So get in before the price goes up, save yourself some money. If you're a guest here today, you're not yet a founder, get in. If you're familiar with Richard Branson, CEO of Virgin Atlantic Airlines, he said, if someone offers you an amazing opportunity, but you don't understand it, jump on it and then learn about it. This is that amazing opportunity today. Jump on it. It's even better though. You know why? Because with our opportunity, your $97 is refundable. It doesn't get any better than that. And when you pay that $97, what is next? Financially, nothing. You just wait. You wait until we get to public launch. And as I just said, we will test it for a few months, we the founders, and we will launch to the public. Upon that launching to the public, you will have to come out of pocket one last time. If you're a guest, this is your first presentation. I advise you to sit up, take a sip of water, and just listen. This is the meat of this presentation. When Onpassive launches, the founding position is closed, shut. Don't matter how much money you have. You can no longer become a founder. So we are talking about timing and positioning. But AI traffic is going to go to work on our behalf, on us, we the founders, on our behalf. And it's going to bring in customers and or resellers by the minute. What are these customers going to be paying for? What are they going to be getting when they come? That's a key question. Those services, I mentioned a few of them to you: VPN, SEO, email marketing, online banking, and there's more. Autoresponder, IP tracker, URL trimmer. There are a bunch of them. Onpassive is putting all of them in one place for their customers. And they're going to be paying one small monthly fee when they come in. It's a subscription, just like I pay Google every month. Just like I pay Microsoft, Zoom every month. It's a subscription. But the good thing is, these customers are going to be paying way less. Small amount of money for all of these products. Better products. Now, when Onpassive launches, we, the founders, we're going to become Onpassive's first customers. We, the founders, we're going to be a product of the products. So we are going to come in upon launch and subscribe for the same amount as those customers. How much is it going to be? Around $250. A little bit less, a little bit more, but around $250. The customers are going to have to pay that subscription month in, month out. Now, guys, remember, we are here because of monthly residual income. You cannot have monthly residual income without monthly subscription. The two go hand in hand, like in marriage. But here's the good thing for us, we the founders. We are going to pay that subscription only once. What happens when we pay? AI goes to work, bringing in customers and or resellers and giving us commission because these customers are going to be positioned under us. After 30 days, Onpassive is going to automatically take that subscription amount from our commission, pay for it, the balance we can take home. Huge. Has never happened. Now, I told you guys before we started, you don't have to recruit to make money with Onpassive. Name says Onpassive, it is passive. You can decide to be passive or you can decide to be active. Either way, as long as you are a founder, all of us are going to win because AI is going to work for all of us. However, if you start building your foundation before AI starts to work, before launch, you're going to win even faster. It's that simple. Again, I told you, we're going to pay one small subscription of around $250. And guess what Onpassive has done? That small amount that you pay as subscription, they have guaranteed that money lifetime. What does that mean? Upon launch, upon public launch, you come up with that money, yes, and Onpassive says, give us 3 months, 90 days. If you don't like what you're seeing, you can just say, I want my money back. And they will give it to you. Even though you may have used the services, because when you pay that money, all those services are accessible to you. They are available. They are at your disposal. This is huge, my friends. And I'm going to say one last thing, and then we will take your questions. We will go to Q&A. There is risk in every business, and Onpassive is no different. What is our risk? $97. And our CEO has made it less of a risk. Again, like I said, because it's refundable. Yet, you're going to have people that do not want to part with $97 for whatever reason. We don't need to know your reason. If you think this ain't for you, just hang on to your $97. Hold on to it. Don't become a founder. But you can still benefit from this company. You can benefit from this great company. And let me explain to you how. Hold on to your money. Do not become a founder. Wait. Wait until the company launches. You can even wait 6 months after launch, 2 years after launch, until it becomes a household name, because it will. You can be a founder of this company today, or you will be forced to use at least one of the services. You will become a customer. I can guarantee you that. Put that name down somewhere. You will remember it. You can wait 2 years after launch and then become a customer or a reseller. You will still enjoy the benefits. You will still enjoy value, great value. You will make some money. But are you going to make the kind of money that founders make? Heck no. The people that make real money in all of these companies, Facebook, Google, it doesn't matter, are the people that come in when it is still an ideology. are the people that come in the beginning. They look at it, sounds good, feels good. They take a leap of faith, which is the risk. By the time the world knows about it, they are in money. You wait until everybody knows about it. Too little, too late. Okay? Now, my friends, I believe I've given you enough information to make an informed decision. If you think you're ready, get back to whoever invited you. Let them show you how to become a founder. However, if you do have questions, some doubts, anything that you need clarification on, we are going to hang around. I have with me today my partner in crime, Marina Favid, and together we're going to make sure all your questions are answered before we go anywhere. Okay? So hang tight, the webinar is officially closed, but I'm going to call on Marina to see if she wants to say anything before we can take your questions. Okay, Marina, are you there?
Charles, can you hear me and can you see me?
Definitely, I can hear you, I can see you. You must be using Zoom, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Charles. Great presentation.